Welcome to Bet Brothers Boombox.
Back from hiatus.
That's right. We're sorry it's been such a long time for you fans who are just chiming in, tuning in, also not accurate, to the live.
Champing. They're champing.
Content. They're so hungry. It is funny. I get little blips on Facebook at least once a week, usually more than that. Like, somebody visited your page, and I'm like, who are these people? What do they want? What are they doing?
Yeah, I have a podcast, and it's funny because doesn't get a ton of traction, but every now and again it'll be like, hey, someone in India is listening to your podcast. I'm like, cool, all right, great, yeah, good for that one guy in India.
So we're getting back going again. We were talking about doing. You've moved, and are experiencing a allergic reaction at this time.
Yeah, I was going to go with something more exciting, considering we're going to do some kind of heavier music. I was going to say I got in a fight, I got punched in the face.
That's right.
But no, it's an allergic reaction. Don't know what to, and it's Sunday right now when we're recording. So I'm going to go ahead and wait, and hopefully tomorrow get a doctor to figure out what's wrong. So
yeah, well,
but I'm feeling fine. I just look terrible, which is pretty much the story of my life.
Oh, sad face. So you were saying, you've been moving and things have been pretty busy for a while, for the time we've been gone. And I've been busy too with this and that. And you said, hey, let's get back going. And I'm excited to start. We're going to start recording on Sundays. With that sweet content coming up shortly thereafter. You contacted me the other day. You said, what about folk metal? And I was like, absolutely. Now, I know what you mean right away when you say that. Would you explain what folk metal is?
Yeah, so folk metal is basically combines Western metal with whatever sort of local either instruments or sometimes even just melodic structures or whatnot from a country that has a rich folk tradition, or even if they're a thoroughly westernized country, something that has sort of a historical roots that can be drawn on. And so you end up with just this really interesting hybrid music. I'm often drawn to, not all of these are examples of that, but I'm often drawn to countries where there is multiple either ethnicities or classes of people or whatever, and there's often some sort of celebration of culture and sometimes working out of some cultural angst in a country. And so we're going to see that in, I think, two of these bands kind of fit that bill, and then the other two don't.
Now, I can't remember if any of these made any of our lists heretofore.
No, none of these are all new. You have not heard any of these to my knowledge.
But I got super into that Mongolian. I can't think of the name of them right now.
Are you talking about The Who, or are you talking
about...
The
Who. The Who. Yeah, I got very excited
about... I've got a different Mongolian band for you. The Who I almost don't want to put into... They are folk metal, but they're pretty subdued. This stuff, I'm not pulling any punches.
Okay.
This week, this stuff is very metal.
Wow.
This is definitely the most like this is sort of a viewer beware. Like, if you are not into some growling and some aggression, stop. Just watch our parts and skip the action music.
I love that metal transcends culture, as a genre of music. I suspect that jazz actually probably does that in a way also.
Rap does,
like hip hop, yeah. But I think what's interesting about metal is there are certain aesthetics that are, but basically it's just about being heavy.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's how heavy can you be, and of course musicians are going to want to play in that space. So what are we starting off with?
Right. So we are, since you mentioned The Who, we're actually starting out with another. This band's called Tenger Cavalry. I'm just going to double check and make sure I'm correct about the order.
That's right.
Okay, so we're starting out with Tenger Cavalry, and they are there's kind of a few interesting things about them. So the main driving force behind it, he is part Chinese, part Mongolian, but the band is actually based in the United States. I don't know. He sadly committed suicide about a year or two ago.
Oh, my.
And it's hard to know whether or not the band is going to make any attempt to carry on without him. I can't imagine that they would or that they could really. But one other interesting thing about him as a vocalist, he actually also so on the newest Doom video game, which is of course the most metal video game that there is.
Yes.
They actually got together a metal choir to do, and they basically just put out a request for metal singers, and so he's actually in the Doom soundtrack.
Wow.
They just got different metal singers from all different metal genres doing all different metal vocal styles. So this is called Warhorse by Tenger Cavalry.
All right, well, let's check it out.